Hello everyone, my name is Philetic and I'd like to welcome you back to Let's Get Ready for Guild Wars 2 Episode 5. Now, as I didn't manage to play in the beta weekend 2, I have asked kindly for some other Guild Wars 2 YouTubers to give me their footage. So the footage in the background for this one is going to be by New JLC with his guild Europhia, and all the links and everything is in the description below. I'll definitely recommend to go and watch the full commentary video from his guild because it is hilarious. And talking about that, I'm going to play a small clip now.
To your bank quick.
Where are you going to place it?
He's still got it in his bank. He hasn't got it out.
Where?
Yeah.
Where is he?
Attack!
He's just
like,
oh
oh, get him.
Yes! Yes! Oh, I am so sorry. That's what happens when we get bored in World v World. Invader! Everyone go!
One poor guy just died. That's so sad.
So thank you very much to New JLC for providing us with this footage. If you want the video to carry on with the new original commentary, well, not the new original commentary, but with the original commentary from him and his guild, at the end of the video there'll be a link to the original video where you will get all of that over on his channel. But for now, I'm going to carry on with the show. For the first segment, I wanted to cover what I said in my last video regarding the news on the launch date announcement. This basically was some news that Gamebreaker TV managed to wiggle around some files and some different sources and what have you, and it basically came to the conclusion that the release date announcement is going to be soon, and by soon I feel that they mean in the summer. So hopefully from the ArenaNet camp we're going to be hearing a release date announcement, so when the release is going to be set, not when the game's going to come out. Don't get me wrong on this, it's not going to be when the game's going to be come out, but it's going to be the release date announcement. I just wanted to clarify this because I think a few people got a bit confused in my last video. But go over and click on the link in the description, which will take you to the Gamebreaker TV website, and that's where all the information is, so you can check it out for yourselves. But hopefully in Q3, end of the summer, maybe the start of September, we'll be seeing Guild Wars 2 actually in our hands, ready to play. So our first question comes in from Tube Elephant, my fellow friend and YouTuber, and he says, do you think that the game needs additional content once you reach level 80, or are dungeons, downscaling and PvP enough to keep you entertained? Now, to the actual question, I would say no. I don't think dungeons, downscaling and PvP are enough to keep us entertained at level 80. These, if you think about it, the downscaling idea is really great. I'm a guild leader and I can imagine myself at level 80 where I've got 30 people all thinking, okay, I've logged on today, what are we going to do as a guild, as this is Guild Wars 2. So what are we going to do? Well, I don't really want to say, well, we can do the Shatterer again, or we can go and do to quad all the Sunless again. If these dynamic events are actually active at the moment, of course there'll be a lot of other boss fights and stuff which you can explore the world and go and do. But the downscaling idea is the basic idea of immersion, and the fact that the whole game is the end game. That's what ArenaNet is saying. The whole game is the end game. There is no specific goal to reach level 80 so you can do X, Y, and Z. You don't have to reach level 80 so you can do raiding. You don't have to reach level 80 so you can do PvP. The whole game is the end game. They don't want to focus on characters being restricted throughout any level. However, if you're going to spend time into an MMO, a lot of the time is going to be spent on one character or your main. So once you reach level 80, you're expecting some more content which you can do with this character that you have grown with, which you have done your personal story with, which you have gone through this epic adventure with. You don't really want to just go back and, you know, it's almost like taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back throughout the whole game. And then once you reach level 80, there's no more steps to take forward, so you're constantly having to take steps back to redo content, which isn't a good way of doing an MMO, I don't feel. Yes, you can go off and do World v World, you can go off and do dungeons, you can go off and repeat content, but that's not the best end game style, to be honest with you. So although downscaling is the idea of the game, and that the idea is that the world changes by what the player does. So the whole world in itself is going to be a vibrant existing world, which once you're at level 80, there's going to be constantly things to do out in the world, simply because, you know, like 1 minute Tequila the Sunless will be up, while the next minute you've pushed the whole undead army back, and you're defeating some sort of random castle somewhere and some other boss in another area of the map. Yes, this is all dynamic, yes, this is all good, but by the time you've spent about 200 hours, for example, into the game, this is going to be stuff you've done over and over again. And is there anything to look forward to? Are there going to be any updates Guild Wars 2 are going to, well, ArenaNet are going to put out there for us to be interested in? I hope so. I think the way ArenaNet are going to get around this endgame idea is by basically giving us more updates. Because if you think about it, in Guild Wars 1, there was hardly any updates. It was just sort of expansions and bug fixes and what have you. But they're basically, as in like sort of the World of Warcraft style, where every month or so you get a big update or a content update. There wasn't anything like that. So hopefully in Guild Wars 2, that's how they get around the end game. For example, you've got this big dragon that you've just killed, and they could, you know, do basically an update for the level 80 content where a new boss comes in, or a world boss comes in, or something changes within the city. You know, they can basically add updates to the game where it basically excites us for more. So that way we can still be immersed, is that a word? Immersed into the world of Guild Wars 2 through all the dynamic events and what have you. And we can go out there and change things up, and, you know, the player can be an existing part of the world and actually change things and what have you. And we can go back and downscale and do dungeons and do PvP. I mean, suddenly this new update comes out where we've got this brand new dynamic event, which will probably take like a week to open and through loads of different types of bosses. But at the end, we get this massive dragon or this massive boss, and we can take that down, and that's something to look forward to. Even though you're level 80, you're just redoing content, you constantly have something to look forward to, because there's going to be that update out there where they've got a new dynamic event, they've got a new but the thing is, the dynamic event could be anywhere. It doesn't have to be a level 80 dynamic event. It could be a level 30 or level 50 dynamic event because of the downscaling. So this opens up the whole world to ArenaNet to update. They don't have to make a massive new island in order to make these updates on, because we change the world around us. So if we're constantly pushing back these centaurs so they're not even taking over the world anymore, they're just constantly pushed back. I mean, Net could say, okay, let's make a massive centaur boss, which definitely is going to push back you right to the Divinity's Reach, and then you've got to push him right the way back and you get a new boss. And that's something to look forward to. Even if you're level 80 or not, that's something to look forward to. So I really hope that they do add sort of basically something to look forward to whilst you're at level 80. You can't just leave it so that it's just the world in itself. I mean, dungeons, PvP, downscaling, it's, like I say, it's not enough. So hopefully they'll add some more features to the game as, you know, time goes by and we get more dynamic events, more bosses to fight. And then, of course, at the end of it all, we get a new expansion, which opens up a whole new zone with loads more dynamic events, loads more content. So that's how I think they're going to get around it. But yes, endgame is definitely one of the biggest concerns for Guild Wars 2 at the moment. I really hope that it's not going to be one of these MMOs where everybody gets to the end game and then the game just dies because there's nothing to do. So definitely, I do feel that ArenaNet are smart enough of developers and a smart enough company to not make this mistake that so many other MMOs have made in the past. But guys, tell me what you think about this. Is the current content in Guild Wars 2 enough to keep you entertained at endgame, or do they need to add more? Leave your comments below, as well as your questions, guys. Leave your questions below. I usually try to answer about 3 each time I do one of these videos. I'm going to upload a video as often as I possibly can, probably once every 2 days or so, as I have a lot more time to do so now. So guys, thanks for watching. This has been basically a very, very long video discussing the end game. So if you have any more questions regarding this video or regarding Guild Wars 2 in general, leave a comment below. I shall pick from the comments, and the most thumbs up comments will always be picked. So thumbs up your favorite questions and leave the questions below. Thank you to New JLC again for providing us with this footage. If you click the link on the screen right now or click a link in the description, it will take you to his channel where he's got more World v World footage and the commentary to this footage in the background. So thank you for watching. I will see you all in the next video.